Hello, 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 hello. So, today we will be doing the first tarot readings for the new year. And as part of that, I have this fluorite wand, which I'm going to be using to just gently brush your energy and going to be pointing at you to fill you with positive energy. The decks that I'm going to use this month, I'm going to use my Tarot Mukha deck, and then I'm also going to use some other Art Nouveau style decks, the Art Nouveau Lenormand, and my astrological oracle cards. And to go along, grab my lighter, sorry, to go along with the purification, we're going to be starting a new year. So anything that you want to leave behind in 2020, just direct it toward the flame. Let's do some breathing together. Breathe in and hold and release, and just release everything that you've been holding on to that you want to let go of. And breathe in and hold and release. Breathe in and hold and release. Great. Great job. Great job. Great job. Great job. Great job. I have this stick of frankincense. Also, I love frankincense. I'm just gonna blow a little bit of this smoke all over you. And if there's anything else, I'll give you one more chance since we're starting a new year. If you have resolutions that you'd like to make, anything that you'd like to leave behind, just focus your intention and release any negative energy into the candle. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Great job. Great job. Great job. Great job. Great job. Hello, Aries. Hello, hello, hello. Let's get started on your reading for the month of January 2021. 2021. And I will put Aries in the ascendant position, but that's not totally specific. And that's just something I choose to do. There's no real, it's not necessary to do that. Aries, putting Aquarius in your second house, Leo in the third, Taurus in the fourth, Gemini in the fifth, Cancer in the sixth, Virgo in the seventh house, Sagittarius in the eighth house, Pisces in the ninth, Libra in the 10th, Scorpio in the 11th house, and then Capricorn in the 12th house. I'm also going to put the planets here among the houses. And again, I'm going to put the sun here in the first house. Venus, Neptune, Uranus, the moon, Jupiter, Pluto, Mars, Mercury, and Saturn. So we do have Saturn and Capricorn lined up. We have Mercury lined up with Scorpio and Libra, Mars with Libra and Pisces, Pluto with Pisces and Sagittarius, Jupiter with Sagittarius and Virgo, and a little bit with Cancer too, the moon with Cancer and Gemini, Uranus with Gemini and Taurus, Neptune with Taurus and Leo, Venus with Leo and Aquarius, and then I'm going to lay the tarot spread out on top of it. So this is kind of just to provide the environment in which I'm going to do your reading, if that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. And they're playing a little bit of music outside. I hope that won't bother you too much. It's just kind of where I live right now. So, you know, very grateful to be where I am. But it is loud. There's a lot of people everywhere, and it's just difficult to accommodate everyone's needs at once when things are kind of crowded. But I honestly kind of like the sound of music playing from far in the distance, so hopefully it won't bother any of you and you'll enjoy it. And I have a Lenormand deck over here too. I can use that for clarification at the very end. All right. Okay, Aries. Let's see what we have here. The first two cards that we have the Six of Pentacles, and it's crossed by the Nine of Swords. Now, the Nine of Swords is about nightmares, things in your life that are stressing you out. And the Six of Pentacles is about charity. And in the upright here, mostly about giving charity rather than receiving charity. So there could be a situation where you are lending people money and it's causing stress to you, or you are giving people money. Maybe you don't have enough money to go around, or you see where people need your help financially and you're not able to do as much as you would like. We'll look at the past. We have the Four of Cups here, and you can see that she's kind of sitting there contemplating the cups, looking at her options. The cups are full, but maybe she's not thirsty, maybe she's hungry. One of these cups is being offered way up here at the top. So maybe one of the choices is much better than all of the other ones, but still not Still not ideal. She's not even looking at that cup right now. So there could have been a time in the past where you had a lot of options open to you, and maybe now you've chosen one. Let's find out. And this is over here by the beginnings. So first house is beginnings, and we did put Aries and the sun over here just in case, whether you're a sun sign Aries or an Aries rising. And we'll deal with the moon separately. So if you're an Aries moon, this reading could still apply to you. But I went ahead and pulled these cards out and put them in the first house, just so that they would be in the most immediate position and wouldn't end up scattered somewhere else. All right, so this card represents the truth of the current situation. And the cards on either side, this is your position, and then this over here represents the outside perspective. So what others see when they look at your situation. The current situation, you have the Two of Cups. So if the Four of Cups was about romantic suitors, then the Two of Cups says that you have made a decision in that particular case. And down here by the Two of Cups, we have Neptune, and we have the signs of Leo and Taurus. So you or your partner could have Leo or Taurus placements in your chart. We also have that Leo in the third house is communication, and could be about being very confident and able to put oneself out there when communicating with others. Could be a person who talks a lot on social media. It could be somebody who makes a lot of friends by short distance travel, like they're traveling around a lot and making a lot of friends in the process. So that could be you or your partner. We have Taurus in the fourth house then. Taurus can be kind of a homebody sign. These are both fixed signs. Taurus is also has a little bit to do with possessions. So could live in a nice house, have nice things. Let's look at these perspectives. Yeah, just what we were talking about, this choice. So this could be a choice that you feel like you need to make. Now again, this is over here in your perspective, and it is actually touching on Aquarius, which is an air sign, and is in the second house in this particular layout. So Aquarius being an innovator, being an air sign, being a fixed sign. So we've got these fixed signs all lined up: Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus here. So a lot of fixed energy in your current situation right now. And wanting to make this choice. So you had your options open in the past, and now you've narrowed it down, it looks like, to two things. And I do see in your current situation that there is a partner. So part of what could be involved is that you are stressed out about financial support that your romantic partner needs at this time. That's another thing that could be coming up for some of you. let's look at the outside situation. From the outside, everything looks great. We've got the Six of Wands here in the upright, which is a victory for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And this is over here by Gemini and Cancer in the 5th and 6th houses, and it's also touching on the moon. So there could be, the moon speaks to emotional states, artistic endeavors, which it's great that it's touching on Gemini in the 5th house, and also hidden things. So it's possible that people have no idea that your partner is relying on you financially at all, or that would be a strain for you. From the outside, everything looks great. And we do have the Gemini in the 5th house. So Gemini being a lot about duality too, in romantic situations, in your creative situations, possibly even with children, if you have children or if you're thinking about having children. We have Cancer in your house of your daily routines and your health. So Cancer can have to do with your emotional states regarding other people, which is why it's a lot about home and family as well when it's in the 4th house. And then of course the moon being native to Cancer. So all of these things together, it looks like there's a lot of hidden emotional turmoil going on regarding this situation, which it really does look like there's a partner that's relying on you financially. But that from the outside, it looks very much like everything's great, and it's possible that everything is great. It's possible that really what's going on is just that you're in a happy and loving relationship. But if that's not the way you feel about it, then how happy and loving could it be, right? You're going to have to ask yourself, if you stop overanalyzing a lot of these aspects of this particular situation within the greater scheme of this relationship, are you genuinely happy in the relationship? Moving forward, we have Pluto over here, we've got Jupiter, we've got Virgo up in your 7th house of partnerships, and Virgo can be prone to neuroses, so there could be some overanalyzing and over-rationalizing of certain things in your relationship. Jupiter is about wealth and expansion, so over here in the 7th house, it's possible that there could be either an expansion of the relationship, or that if you make this investment in this person now, that the two of you together might see a greater payoff. Let's find out. And we have the Page of Wands here. Now the Page of Wands is definitely within your energy, Aries. Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And it is over here next to the Moon, next to Uranus. Well, next to the Moon, next to Jupiter, touching on Uranus, touching on Pluto. In the reverse. So the Page of Wands is a very fiery, kind of an immature energy, but very much about that spark of creativity that can lead to greater things. This is the place where fire touches us here on Earth, the Page of Wands. Now, it being in the reverse, this could be something that's coming in the future, this beginning. Or it could be that the emotional spark, the offering of that passionate energy, because this isn't cups, this is definitely the fire energy, but that fire energy, the spark, might have gone out. So, let's look at the hopes and fears. We have a Sagittarius up here in the 8th house of endings, beginnings. Sagittarius has a lot to do with all the things that you do to elevate yourself. It's a very intellectual sign, but not in the same way that you get with Capricorn or Virgo, that are these earth signs. With Sagittarius, there's a creativity there as well. Or with Gemini being an intellectual sign, whereas that's an air sign. You've got more of a creative spark, more attunement to your spirituality, Sagittarius as well. And it's a mutable sign, so there might be a transformation going on with you at this time. Let's look at your hopes and fears. We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse, which kind of says to me that you may have one foot in and one foot out of this relationship. That you don't want to be frigid to this person. You don't want to be in a situation with anyone where you are not giving your emotional all to them, where you're not being present for them emotionally. Queen of Cups is a very nurturing, passive, receptive, emotional energy. And it's possible that right now you're not being that with this person. It looks like whatever this financial situation is, that it's stressful to you and it's affecting this relationship. Let's look now at the goal or destiny and the final outcome. And these are either in the future or, because I can see that they're reversed because of the card backs. That's why I said that, sorry. Goal or destiny, we have the Hermit in the reverse. This is Verge's card. The Hermit is about introspection, about achieving solitary spiritual growth. But in this case, it is in the reverse. So that could be that coming up in the future, you're not really there yet, but moving forward soon, that you will be retreating from perhaps emotional connections with other people in order to pursue your own spiritual growth. So that's possible. We have it here, put this down for a moment. We have it here on top of Mercury and Mars. So we have Mars is this very pugilistic, aggressive energy, and Mercury is a very intellectual energy, and neither one of those are particularly. We've got Venus. Venus is over here next to the choice that you are having to make, right? Over here. And so right now you're rationalizing between your intellect and your anger over a situation, possibly. And we have Libra here in the 10th house of career right above that. And the sign of Libra is all about parity. It's all about weighing out different options and figuring out what is best. So it makes a lot of sense that you would be weighing these two things very carefully. We have Mars over here next to Pisces as well, which is an interesting placement, because Pisces is mutable and water energy, and Mars is almost completely diametrically opposed to that, although Mars is native to Aries, and Pisces and Aries often are right next to each other. So, a lot to consider there. We also have this Scorpio in the 11th house influencing the Mercury energy. Scorpio is death, sex, other people's resources. Has a little bit to do with endings and beginnings, but other people's resources. So there could be, and especially with the 11th house, which is about not only innovation, but the relationships that you build with your social group. There could be sexual interests coming in. And because you are wanting to make sure that you give, if you're going to be in a relationship, that you're giving that relationship what it needs to live and thrive, that it may drive you off in this completely other direction. And if it doesn't do that, then the Hermit in the reverse could be that you go off into a partying phase where you're being super social with others and eschewing the emotional side of romantic relationships in favor of exploring the terrain, so to speak. All right, now we're ready to look at this last card. And indeed, over here we've got Saturn and Capricorn, which are both about endings. The sign of Capricorn is also related to how you are using your environment to your benefit. And we have here the King of Swords in the reverse. So this could be a new person coming in who's an air sign in the future, who ends up being much more of a partner. And again, Queen of Cups, King of Swords, gender is not super important. It's more like masculine and feminine energies. So I'm very much getting the sense that there's a lot of and more like passive and active too. So are you taking a passive part in this relationship? You could identify as a cis male and still be taking a very passive part in a relationship. This King of Swords is a very active, intellectual, air sign energy. Air of air. Air of air is this card. Could be, I think I mentioned air sign, so that would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And
could also be somebody who is harsh with their words, or who creates harsh situations for others. Can be kind of authoritarian, more in the vein of an Emperor card, but we don't have the Emperor coming out here in your reading, Aries. So it might just be that this person is coming in the future. Thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. And until next time, I hope to see you again very, very soon.